Hey guys, good morning. Okay, so I learned so much when you guys comment. I'm going to talk about this in a second. I'm going to talk about Sam Agag. All right. I want to tell you, I started looking up words like that were in the Joseph Mengele twin experiments. All right. And do you remember a long time ago when I found a blanket and it said Menachem? Menachem on the blanket. It's a blanket it has the head of a sheep, and then it's just this soft little blanket for a baby. And it said Menachem. Menachem is no name. It means boy with no name. Boy with no name. Remember I told you I went through the desert on a horse with no name. They're telling us how they're hiding it. We're just not paying attention to the words. All right, Sam Agag, possible criminal records. Now, when you go down here, the known alias is Hossam Eldon Agag, but I'm just going to show you this. Okay, this is U.S. military, and I found this by looking up the word no name. No name, and I'm going to show you why this is weird. Okay, this is a commander in the military. In support of national security, Mr. Get It Done, means of rapid deployment, U.S. Cyber Command. What the hell is a quartermaster? Remember I told you about the quarter horses. Okay. Lisa Marie Garcia, I mean, that's, when you see Lisa Marie, it's a dead person. That's a dead person because it's attached to a cemetery. So when you go down here, there's some people it's attached to. I don't know who these people are. But on another one of these no-name ones, I found my sister's name and I found my name. One of the names they're using to identify me. But when they ask you, when you try to get the records and they ask you, like, I just keep showing you why this is weird. Okay. So go down, go down, go down. There is a woman. Okay, failure to stop at red light, speeding, failure to produce evidence. Hossam, now it changes to Hossam Agag, likely criminal, failed to keep proper control. Fort Meade. I don't know what this is. Failed to keep proper control of traffic. I remember I said they hide a lot of this in traffic. Failure to obey and failure to pay toll. Released on summons. Offense. Okay, nothing so nefarious there, but look at this. Here we go. Mr. Get It Done. Intel planner at U.S. Cyber Command. Commander at U.S. military. Officer commander at U.S. Army Reserve. What the hell is quartermaster? It is a breeding program I've told you about. And you get people coming onto my page telling you, no, this is just horses. Remember when I called out Travis Miller, who works at UC Regents, and they nominate people for the breeding program. But these people are born into slavery. They're sold as debt slaves through the LDS Church. Which also, when you look up this same name, here, it's got Agag, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So they hide it all in this, right? And when you look up, I looked up Sam Agag, Mr. Get It Done, right? And look at these images. The violence of God. I told you they're hiding it through the killing of Christians. The killing of Christians as written in Catholicism, as written in many of the texts. And what they do on Ancestry.com, I've figured out, is they're putting the people who were never naturalized, they were never fully naturalized, up there for people to stalk them and people to use that person as a public benefit. So, the way they're historically doing it is information available. I mean, I haven't looked up no name on there, but I don't think this is the person, but let me show you. Here we go. What the hell is quartermaster? Combat. Alternative dispute resolution, which is what Victoria Pinchon, who works for the state of California for the equity committees, beat me up in her home when I was working for her and destroyed one of my computers. And then I found a story published under Karen Tucker that was my story, where my hands were getting burnt by a computer that they had jimmied the computer so it would burn my hands. And then she sued my former boss, Hewlett Packard. You just have to think like a spider web, right? Military operations, top secret. Intelligence analysis, military experience, operational planning, DoD. Weapons, special operations, force protection, defense. Counterterrorism. This is how they hide it, you guys. These are words they're using. Secret to success, cleared connections. You're not going to believe when I show you this. Okay, here's Sam Agag. This is Jules Muck. This is a photograph of Jules Muck, who is an LA street artist, and she's the one who told me after Les Plesko died that she was going to do a mural. This is her. This is her face, you guys. I was like, that is Jules Muck. I mean, you can look up Jules Muck. I'll show you. That is her. So you don't know who these people are or why they've infiltrated your life, but I guarantee this is the same person. I mean, she has this, that's her, right? And so she did this art piece of me and brought it to me as a gift. Now remember, don't accept any gifts from anybody. Never, ever. No gifts. Unless you know your status, because some people are coming onto my page and say they can't even get a passport. Look into this non-immigration status, where they strip you of your legal rights in America. And you might be born here, but they pretend you're born somewhere else. And I don't really know, but this is her. This is the stuff she does. And she asked me after Les Plesko died, she was going to do a mural of Les Plesko to commemorate his life. And she wanted me to come and help film it, And these filming permits are taken out by Sam Agag, this person in the military, this person. So you can't find them under their real name. I mean, it's impossible. But when you look here at the addresses, look at this. Smoke Tree Road, Hesperia. This is where they hide the child slavery. Right near here. I don't know if it's this exact address, but they put people very close to that address, so they have jurisdiction down there, right? And they hide everything down in Hesperia, San Bernardino, up in Ventura, up in San Jose. Someone reminded me about Santa Clara. That's where John Hartman works. You have to just really look into it. So they do possible liens, state tax warrant. Okay, so they hide it under a different kind of warrant, and then they bring the charge against your own facial features or own property rights. Like, I mean, the way they do it is so bizarre. But this is definitely who I knew to be Jules Muck. And when you look under here, it says my name, Lisa M. Agag, right? And it's just, you guys, it's worth, I'm telling you, it's worth billions of dollars, because the military itself, VA, takes out not loans, but they take out policies against your life, and then they hold you as a slave. But the thing that I've noticed is, after they split your birth certificate into all of these different names, they also, you can look at different, because the military is using a ton of different names, a ton of different LLCs to hide their work, right? But to strip a person of their right to produce children it's a very different crime. And if you're just born to be a slave, by them taking out your ovaries and then creating babies outside of the womb. They do talk about this. They talk about these miracles in church. So you have to consider what they're saying. But this is 100% Jules Muck. So she's military. She's not who she pretends to be. Samagog. Okay, there's one other thing I was going to show you. Hold on. So again, there's a bunch of things start looking up the word no name. Look up the word no name and look up the word baby girl and baby boy when you're looking for your own records. I know that sounds weird. And look on Ancestry, because they upload the people who are being held as slaves. They upload their naturalization papers because they're never, people who are actual citizens don't have their naturalizations uploaded. It's the other people that they're keeping as slaves that have them uploaded. So look around how they split up your name, and they do it through foreign assets, but it's really just to steal your rights. Okay, so look at this. Congress enacted the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act of 1970, codified at 21 U.S.C. 881, to deal in comprehensive fashion. There's the word fashion, with the growing menace of drug abuse in the United States. Under 881A7, all real property does include organs, does include body, yourself, your assets, anything you've created, any copyright, including any right, title, and interest in the whole or any lot of tract or land, which is used or intended to be used in any manner or part in violation of this country's drug laws, is subject to forfeiture, even if it's by the military. You understand me? So if it's by the military or by the sheriffs or, what I've noticed is they've put crimes that I never committed all through the different states. So it looks like, under the non-immigrant status, I could never be a citizen because they falsified crimes against me that I never committed. So the innocent owner defense contained in this section provides that an owner's property will not be forfeited if the owner establishes that the act or omission leading to the forfeiture was committed without the owner's knowledge or consent. So stealing your ovaries and your uterus through a school system where the military is actually implanting themselves in your own, life or your own classrooms to observe you. Nita Dalal from UCLA and Charlotte Gousset and Davy Michel and Diane Cordova. When you look them up, they work for NBC Universal Media. They work for Random House. But when you dig deeper, they also have military designation somehow, and they're being paid by the UC Regent system. So they are stalking you through the school system. So now this is weird because they're bringing the charge against your property, claiming that, let me explain this. The in REM forfeiture of property can be traced back to biblical rule that if an ox, blah, blah, blah. The principle of this rule was carried over into both the Greek and Roman systems of law. The original objective of REM forfeiture was to exact vengeance against property associated with wrongful acts. So they come in, they do the torture, they steal your organs, and then bring a charge against the property itself. Consider the offender. The only, there's copyright law too about going into these contracts where Davy Michel is being held accountable for aggravated sexual assault on a child. I just thought, well, on paper we're children. They're saying that we have no name, pretending they can't find us, even though they know us, right? So the innocent owner defense means that's a claim you can make.